Understanding JavaScript objects is one of the most important skill you need to develop as a JavaScript developer. In this video, I'm going to talk about JavaScript objects. So let's jump into the video. So what is object in JavaScript? So JavaScript objects are the way to store and manipulate data in a structured manner. So we are going to structure our primitives now into something called an object. And objects are collections of key value pairs. This is really important, where each key represents a property and the value represents data stored in that property. Let's understand all of this with an example. Until now, we have learned to format the data using primitives. So say suppose I want to show the information related to a person, right? I can create different primitive values like person name is equals to Sandeep, person age is equals to 40, and the last one, person say job, or maybe I'll go with job only as a front end engineer. So you can format the data using the primitives values, something like this. But there is a better way in JavaScript to model this data efficiently. So I can represent the similar data instead of creating three different primitive types. I'm going to combine all of these primitives into one single object. So let's see how to create an object in JavaScript. So const, again, you can use const, let, or var, any of it. I'm going to define a person object, and to define an object, we use something called curly brackets. Now, inside this curly brackets, I can define the name and value pair. Like for the person name, I can say name and then Sandeep. Age will be 40, and I'll go with the job, which is front-end developer. See that? This is the better way of, modeling your data. There's nothing wrong in creating your data using primitive types, but objects are a structured way of representing the data. Now, how can I access these properties which I have defined inside my person object? So to access the properties, you can use something called, obviously I'm going to log it, console.log person dot name. So if I say person dot name, it's going to print name here. See that? Sandeep. If I want to access the another property, let's log another property value. I can say person dot age. Even I can log the entire person object also like this. See that? Name. So it's logging the entire object with age, job, and name. You can also define new properties or add new properties inside an object. So I can add a new property inside my person object, say city is equals to Pune. So if you see here, right, inside person, I have name, age, and job properties. I have defined a new property called city equals to Pune. I can override the existing properties value also, like maybe I want to change the age. I can redefine the age to a new value. This is how you can define a new property. You can add a new property into the object, and even you can change the value of existing property inside an object. We can also define functions in our object. So it's not about just defining the properties, which are just primitive values. We can define functions also. So say suppose I can define a function, say hello inside this object, which can be an arrow function, or I'll go with a normal function, just not to confuse with the arrow function. I can say function, and inside this function, I can just log console.log, and I'll say hello, and then I'm going to use plus this dot. This is a special operator, which probably I'll talk about in the upcoming videos. So this dot, if I want to access any of the property, right, of a person object, I can say this dot name or age or a job, anything, right? So I'm just going to access the name here, but you can access the age property also, and you can access the job property also. But I'll go with the name for this time, and I'm going to save. And now I'm going to call this function. So I'll say person dot say hello, and it's going to print hello Sandeep. See that? So quick recap, objects are nothing but data type, I would say, in JavaScript, where you can define the name and value pair. It's a better way of structuring the data in JavaScript. So I've defined the name and the value. So these are like primitives, this is string, this is a number, this is string, and we can define the functions also inside an object. To access the property of an object, we can use the dot syntax, right? So the name of the object, then dot, and name of the property, like I have accessed the name, age here. We can display the entire object also, like person object I have displayed here with all different properties. You can say you can add new properties to the object, like person.city. City was not there before when I have defined this object here. I've added city later on. So you can add properties later on in the object, and even you can modify the existing values of properties in an object. We can write functions inside an object, like say hello is a function which is logging the name of a person. And to call a function, again we can use the dot syntax person dot say hello to call the function. Like I've defined multiple properties here, you can define multiple functions also. So this is more of a quick introduction to object. We are going to use a lot of objects. We are going to create a lot of objects in JavaScript in many different projects which are coming. So I hope this video is helpful to you. I'm going to see you in the next video of this series. Until then, you take care. Goodbye. And thanks for watching the video.